right, welcome everybody. Looks like we're going to have a couple more people joining in as we're going. Today we're just going to go over some general issues, general topics, anything you've got for us. Lay it on us. And then again, if you're new here or if you haven't joined before, go ahead and hit the react or the reacts button down on the bottom, and then click the raise hand emoji, and then we'll go ahead and call on you and let you ask your question that you've got for us. Perfect. All right, looks like Lindley.
Yes, hello.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hi, Tyler. I was just wondering, could you go over the delivery fee options in Smart if we wanted to start applying a delivery fee to certain customers, or like what some customers are doing to do that?
Yeah. So there's different ways to do it. Some people do it. I'll start with the basic way. Companies will just do a normal surcharge and they'll put it on all delivery orders. That would be the first way to do it. And you can set it up to be automated for for specific agents or specific order types, stuff like that. Some people do a percentage or a specific flat rate fee. So it's really up to you on that part. But if you had other ideas or other ways that you were thinking of, those are good to hear too.
So let's walk through. We offer free home pickup and delivery, but recently we have found with certain condominium buildings, their concierge won't take items, our drivers are waiting. We were thinking of something like a wait fee or applying it ahead of time. If we know the building is unserviceable, that we just add like $20 on top of that. Would that just be like a retail item we could add?
Hey Lindley, it's Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hey. So I would do so in that scenario, like when you have those condos, I would probably make it a manual surcharge and apply it to those accounts when the deliveries are happening. Because those automatic surcharges are agent specific, right, and time specific. So if you do set an automatic surcharge, it's going to apply to an entire agent, not just for a specific account. So it doesn't sound like you have like a lot of them. So I would probably do it manually with a surcharge.
Okay, and is a manual surcharge applied like ahead of the pickup, or is it the drivers can do it on their phones?
It should be ahead of the pickup. You
Okay.
want to make sure, and it only, I mean, if you're gonna do it for every order, you can, but you could just do it for one order, which will basically apply the $20 flat fee for the day, I guess, right? Instead of $20 per order. It just depends on how you
Yes.
want to do it. Yep.
Okay, so it's in the surcharge portion of the program.
Exactly. Just under detail and pricing, go to surcharges and then add your new either weight fee or delivery fee for $20. And sometimes even if you want to do it by case scenario, there's a manual checkbox. So you can enter whatever the amount is prior to the delivery going out instead of having a flat rate of $20. It just depends on what you want to do.
Okay, and there's no current like wait fees that you guys have in the works or anything like that, like Uber, like if we're waiting for a customer for a long time, it starts to kick in.
No, we don't have anything like that. Design or develop, and I haven't heard any talks of it with our development team. So we can definitely bring it up in conversation to see how that goes, but there's nothing currently designed for that.
No, it's okay. I just was curious. Tyler, thanks for pulling this up.
Yeah, and I can just show you right where it is in case if other people are wondering. Go ahead, go to settings, detail pricing, surcharges in the bottom left, and this is where you can add them if you want them. And then there's also setting to automatically add it. Which I
Got
can
it.
show
So
you
our
real quick.
office can add that surcharge on before the pickup. Curious, just because would it be easier to do this than like a retail item?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, let me.
Okay, great. Okay, I think that
Yeah, and then so right here you would have automatic surcharges where you can add new ones for first you would create the surcharge that you want, whatever
Okay,
one it is.
okay,
And then you can choose what type of customers, route only customers, store only customers, all orders,
okay.
you know, all that.
Got it. But as Chris was saying, that does apply to the agent. So we would either have to make like a separate route up for these kinds of customers.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. First one up, Jay Smith.
All right, hi. So I was wondering the the notes reports and stuff like that. How do you close those notes? Because I got like a ton of them back from 2020 and tired of looking at it. So how do you close notes and issues, things of that nature?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. And do you have it filtered out by any, is it a custom report that somebody built for you, or is it something that you're kind of playing around with and trying to
No,
do on your own?
no, just the like if I click on the customer, you got issues and you got there's ton of issues there, ton of reports, not reports. Um, you know, w- it's a ton of them underneath the customer, and I'm going back to 2020, 2019.
Okay,
That's still
gotcha.
with the customers portal.
Yeah, we could definitely take a look at that, to see what we could do to clean that up, other than filtering it out, so that way it kind of looks
That's
better for you. If you're looking at a report, we could dive into that. But as for the individual customers, other than finishing up the issues or deleting or removing the notes, depending on what's going on with it, which one
you
you want
can
to get rid
delete the
of.
notes?
Yeah, yep, you can delete the notes manually
Oh, I
through
didn't know that.
each customer. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
And just a quick side note, by the way, Jay, this is Chris. They
Yeah,
those notes, each note type is different and issue types are different, right? So issue
right.
can be resolved and which closes the issue. So then you won't see it, right? If you're looking only at active issues. And then you have specific note types, which can also be resolved when the order is closed. Like for example, if it's an order note, it will resolve itself when the order is picked up and closed. If it's an account note, those are the type of notes that pop up on the account when you open up a new customer. You can delete those
Right.
or reword them, but those ones are the ones you'll probably have to delete. So it just depends on the note type. So we'll probably, like what Tyler was saying, you'll probably have to kind of look through and see which ones are which to determine how to close them all out.
All right, cool. All right. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. All right, looks like Bill next up.
Hey guys, just a quick question. Detailing, sometimes a little L in a circle pops up in the corner. What is that exactly?
Okay, so generally that's the long solo button has been selected whenever you are in that detailing process.
What's the long solo button? I'm sorry. I don't think we've ever used
So,
one.
Billy, typically
Hey,
the long solo button is for people that use heat seals with either assisted assembly or a smart conveyor. I know you guys specifically have a quick sort, so I don't believe that feature works with the quick sort because quick sort doesn't have that feature. But what it does is when you get to assembly, if that little L with the circle is on it, that means it'll print on the invoice by itself. So if you're doing like a big prom dress, but there's a lot of other items, you can just click the L on the prom dress and it'll print out on its own invoice at assembly. But just so you're aware, it does not work with your quick sort.
gotcha. Okay, thank you, Gina.
You're
Appreciate that.
welcome.
All right, perfect. Right now we don't have any hands raised at the moment. So if you've got questions, go ahead and ask them. Perfect.
Sorry, Tyler, me again. I was
All
just
good.
curious because I'm playing with it behind the scenes. Where, once I have that surcharge created, how do I add it now onto that customer account?
Oh
Or
yeah, perfect.
is it on the order level, like where promotions is?
Yeah, yep. Except for it's not on the promotions part of it. Let me
Oh, I
flip
found
over
it.
this.
Sorry, spoke too soon. Big button that says add surcharge. All good.
Right. Yep, and then if you're looking at the order level specifically, like when you click say it's an already created order,
Mhm.
but you're trying to add a surcharge to it already, you would click the colored bar or the progress bar, click
Okay.
that, and then there should be an add surcharge button in the lower left area of that.
But let's say so if our office is setting up a new pickup and delivery customer and they create the order and they're like, do you have a concierge? The person says no. Are we creating that order before we have an order, or will we include a note? Like, what's the best way to make sure that surcharge gets on that order?
That's a tough one.
So I think it depends on, oh, and this is Chris again, Lindley.
Hey,
So
Chris.
I think it depends on if it's a pickup versus a delivery, right? If it's a delivery already going out, then you can add the surcharge to any order that's going out on that customer's account and it'll apply. If it's a pickup and they're a new customer and they're saying, hey, they have a concierge and you guys know you guys want to charge for the concierge, two things could happen. You could leave a note on the when the driver picks it up, they can leave a note. You can say has concierge
Surcharge.
kind of thing, right? And then you guys can apply it after the order's created when the driver picks it up.
Mhm.
Or you can always just wait until the delivery day, right? So you can always just add the surcharge at delivery and not at pickup.
Right, but when it's delivered, from my knowledge, it has to be applied at a terminal beforehand. So like in the morning, you're saying before our route drivers go out, looking at the orders that need those extra surcharges applied.
Mhm.
Because if I'm just thinking like it's ready, it comes off the Progetti, it's racked to the rail. When does that surcharge get added?
Yeah, you can add it at any point after that, or even when the order is created, right? Because
Yeah.
the order exists. So it actually doesn't matter when you add it. You just want to make sure you add it before the auto pay runs, right? So once it comes off of the assembly would probably be the best time to add it.
Okay.
I
Got
would
it.
leave the note on the account for a concierge account or something like that.
Right, but if it's coming off at assembly, if it's not coming off of an exception arm, it might be hard to catch.
Mm.
Just if we're doing like 20 of these stops a day or whatever. But I have some ideas, whether it's the note, we apply it, I think at check-in is probably an option.
Yeah, because that'll follow the ticket throughout the entire process and it will show up at assembly. So I think that's probably a good way to go.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
All right, looks like we're going back to Jay.
So there's two questions I got for you. You guys mentioned something about a walkthrough for the customer portal. And the second one is that geofencing. I got that all set up, but I was under the assumption that when customers register online for themselves, it would kind of put them in a route. Is that not the way that's supposed to work?
Yeah, so to answer your geofencing question, yes, that's exactly what it's supposed to be doing. Is it doing something different for you? We may have to look at to see if there's something a button not selected for you.
I'm
Um,
thinking that's probably what's going on. Something is not selected because it's not putting them.
okay, yeah. Can you put in a ticket and just say, hey Tyler, can you take a look at my geofencing setup currently? And then I can take a look right after this.
Okay.
As for the customer walkthrough, um, Well, we've just got a lot of people out today, so we're just gonna wait until next week. We just reschedule it for next week.
Okay.
Thanks for asking.
Yep.
So I did want to talk about something for anybody who's on Stripe. Um, couple things that I wanted to bring up is the big thing that we're having is people are putting cards on file or attempting to put a card on file, and then it's showing that the card is unable to be put on file for whatever reason. I don't remember the error off the top of my head, but it basically just is almost like a declined error. So most of the time, if it says like, oh, zip code doesn't match, something like that, that's not based off of what is placed into Smart, if that makes sense. So what's on the Smart customer's account, so that profile, It does not base it off of that billing address. Okay, so the box that shows up whenever you go to add a customer's card, and actually, let me just see if I can pull open the test account here to show you. Okay, right here. So although there is a billing address here with a zip code here, everything seems to be filled out correctly for it, right? Regardless of what's in this box right here, it has zero effect on if I'm to add a card on file here. So if your customer is coming in and they're putting in their card information, adding the card on file the right way, and then for whatever reason they type in the wrong zip code right there and it says no, it's not. This right here is Stripe connecting to their bank. So if this is saying no, it's not correct, the customer needs to contact their bank to verify that they have the correct zip code on file with their bank, not specific with us. So hopefully that makes sense to everybody. We do get that call quite often. And of course, it is frustrating for the customer because they believe they are correct. But it's just standard. Okay, we do have a question in the chat. Jessica, is there a way we are able to add promotions after scanning the items out? Now, what I'm wondering is when you're saying scanning the items out, you're saying as in they've already been delivered or they've already been returned to the customer or they're at assembly, like which point of process already picked up? Okay. Yes, you can, but it may take some work. Because what I'm thinking is so after you've already picked it up, it's already hit AR. So it may not give you the discount right away.
Jessica, this is Gina. Just to add here, I was just doing a test in the background, and you can add a promotion to an order as long as it's not paid for yet. So you can get all the way to the pickup process and pick it up. But if you do go to the pay screen and you pay for anything, it will lock that order since it's completely picked up and has a payment on it. So as long as it's not paid for and you exit out of the pay screen, you can definitely add whatever promotion you want and then go back to the pay screen.
And just to add one more note to Gina's follow-up, also if it's billed, if it's already billed, if it's already on a statement as well, it won't allow you to add that promotion to the order. So if it's been paid, if it's been billed, you won't be able to add it. But if it has no bill, it hasn't been paid, and it's just picked up, you should still be able to add that promotion.
All right, coming back to Jay.
Okay. As far as tools that we're using is, the camera and the scanner, are y'all still, is there a recommendation since I've had mine from the beginning, but they're showing the age and I gotta replace them, so I'm trying to figure if y'all doing anything different than the ones that I had a couple years back.
Hey Jay, this is Gina. I don't think a ton of our hardware requirements have changed, but if you want to pop your email in the chat here, I can send you our hardware requirements and all the hardware we support if you want to upgrade anything.
Okay, perfect. I'll do
Yeah.
that.
Hey guys, what's the difference between resetting and AR? Or is it AR? Is it AR? I can't remember now. Not in
Yeah,
front.
yeah, retracting from AR. So
Oh yeah, retract AR.
right,
Um,
yes.
because there's sometimes if it's paid for, I don't see the retract from AR. Does that mean I have to issue or void payment and then reset it like that?
Yes, correct. So resetting the order or the reset button would be resetting it all the way back to right after you close the order and detailing. And then you can still move forward. Say you need to change something on it, and it was in ready status, but it no longer needs to be in ready status. You just want to reset it completely and start over. That's what that's for. As for the
Wait, which button was that? Which button was
reset.
that? Okay. The
Yes.
resets for that, and then the retract from what is it? AR?
AR. Yep. Accounts
What is that one?
receivable. Yep.
Oh, okay.
So that's if you have something. So your original question was, what is that for? And if it's already paid for, why don't I see it? Because it's already been paid for, you would have to void the payment in order to kind of unlock that AR, that reset from AR button. And so that way you can manipulate or change things on the order.
Oh, like the price meaning, or if like say there was delinting or some whatever.
Right, exactly. Yep. In case if you missed anything like special care, anything that's going to change the price.
So it won't unbag it, but you'll be able to change it.
Correct. Yep, exactly.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yep. All right, over to Erica.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good
I got a
afternoon.
question. I do have cases where I do have a customer coming in, make an account, and then later on, the husband or the wife come and they create another account. And when we are trying to scan, because either of them, they bring the items, it says that already belongs to another customer. Is there an easy way to fix that or no?
Hey, Erica, this is Gina. I'm
Hi,
going to
Gina.
share my screen for you. There should be a
Thank you.
very easy way to solve this for you. It's called linking the account.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here if I can share my screen. Hold on. Oh, I have lots of tabs open. This is interesting. Entire screen it is. Okay, so if you're on the customer's account, now I have crazy things on the right side of my screen. All right. All you need to do if something's coming up saying it belongs to another customer and they genuinely, want separate accounts, but for some reason, they share clothes now as well. You can just click on one of the accounts here.
Mm-hmm.
And if you scroll down to the bottom left corner, you can see their account number. Yours might look a little bit different than this. And if you copy that account number, write it down, then you can pop over to the other account in which you'll go to their admin tab right here.
Mm-hmm.
And you can
Yep.
link the account with the customer ID. See how this mic account is connected? So now they're still completely separate accounts, even separate credit cards and everything, but now they can share each other's wardrobe.
Oh, perfect. Now I do have another question.
Yeah.
Related, we do have also lab coats for clinics, okay? But there is sometimes where the doctor is not working in this clinic, but now it's working in this other clinic. So we need to deliver in this other clinic. But then he switched and then now we have to deliver. So we've been taking off the heat seals and put it back on new ones. In those cases can be the same thing or no?
So first question would be, what is the account linked to, or is it a standalone account that the person that the uniforms are heat sealed for? Are they under their own account, or are they under that master account for the hospital or whatever?
They have their own, let's say, floor 5, and now they are on floor 1. So we had to deliver in floor 1. So they switch floors, let's call it that way. So yeah, there is individual accounts for each floor.
For each floor. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
each suite. So I don't know if we can do the same thing, but there is sometimes where a doctor switch 2 or 3 times.
Okay, yeah, I think I would do the linked account for that purpose alone. because you know that this is a reoccurring thing where you're having multiple doctors move floors. So there's no reason that you can't combine floor 1 through 4 linked
Mhm.
wardrobe, so that way you don't have an issue if they do end up moving to whatever floor, and then they can really be pushed in at any point.
And obviously the item is gonna stay wherever I invoice it, correct?
Yeah, yeah, it would work that way. Yep.
Okay, okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, not a problem. All right, now we're moving over to River.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, barely. Yeah.
I was just wondering if there is a way to charge a fee for a root bag and if any other smart customers are currently charging a fee for a root bag.
By root bag, you're meaning just a normal stop, or
Like if they have like a garment, if they need a garment bag or something with their clothes.
Hey River, it's Gina. Do you mean like a VIP type bag and you want to charge your
Yes.
route customers for that?
Yes.
Yeah. When are you usually handing out the VIP bag? Like on their first pickup?
We give them like a free welcome bag with their first order, but maybe they lose it or they need another one, in
And you
which
said you
case we would
wanna,
want to charge.
yeah. I think the best bet, honestly, for that, now, well, let me ask you this. Are you guys heat sealing those VIP bags when they come in from the customer?
We don't put a heat seal on the bag. We put like a little tag with a heat seal on the tag that gets
Okay.
attached.
Yeah, I mean, if you just want to simply sell out a VIP bag like that, I would honestly just add it as a retail item. So then if you have to sell it, you could just add that retail item. And then if they have a credit card on file, just leave the order there picked up until the credit card catches the charge. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yes, thank you.
Welcome. And River, just to make you feel better about that decision, Billy did put in the comments here that they'd put it under retail too. So
okay, here we go. We've got one.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry. That's what we're here for.
I got another question, and that it happens last week, but it happens previously. With the customers when they text back stop, meaning that they don't want any more text messages. I have the case of one of the customers that he said that he didn't want to get any promotions. So basically, it completely blocked the promotions for him. Then he turns around and he's like, no, now I want it. I tried to go into the settings and remove it. I couldn't. Is there something that you guys have to do it, or it was something that I was missing of it?
Oh yeah, so this happens rarely. And one thing before I continue with that, do you know if the customer said stop or if they said cancel?
I think that he said stop.
Okay,
Is
got it.
what I think he did.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so just for everybody, if people say stop or cancel, they do two different things. So, and this is an automated default thing with Twilio. So if people say stop, that's going to stop the reminder messages from going out. For this, it sounds like they said stop to the marketing messages that they were getting. So that, okay, regardless, I'll go back one step. So whenever that message is sent from the customer, they get they get like a Twilio message, but it's not tracked by Smart. So you're not going to see it in the contact log, and you can test it with your own device too. They'll get a prompt, and it basically explains what they just did. It'll tell them, hey, you just unsubscribed, or hey, you just canceled your automated messages. In order to restart this, please send the word start. And so as long as they say start back to it, then it will trigger Smart to begin sending those messages again. I believe it is the exact same way for marketing. as long as they just say start to the correct number. So as long as they go back to that marketing message and say start to it, that should solve all their issues. But if they continue to have issues with it, definitely just let us know who the customer is, and we can take a look into it.
Oh, okay. Okay, because I have another customer right now that he for some reason he's not receiving text messages. I look at the settings and I don't see anything. And he called today asking again that why he's not getting any text. But as far as I can see on his account, I don't see anything that it can cause that. So maybe it's because he replied cancel without thinking.
I don't want to give you an answer as to what happened. That's something that we definitely need to dig into. So if you could just create a ticket for us with the customer's name or phone number, whichever. I mean, both really helps us. Then we can look into it and get you an answer as to what's going on and hopefully fix it for you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, awesome, thanks. All right, looks like we've got Bill.
So what happens if they delete the text message that they put cancel or stop on? Does that mean now we just have to contact you guys and you have to try to undo it?
No, so
Because
you're
I've had
saying
that problem.
So you're saying they said stop and then
They
stop
had to
or
change a
cancel.
heart. Yeah, they
Yeah.
had to change a heart and now like they got rid of the text message.
Yeah, so you should be able to still manually send them a message to which point it would give them the number, or you can give
Okay.
them a call, and say, hey, if you text this number and then give them the Twilio number that they need to text back
Oh,
to, that
all right.
should, and all they got to say is start. That's it. If they send anything else other than start, it probably won't trigger anything for them.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Mike Phillips, how would I set up to send out auto text message and email reminders for aged orders not picked up? Perfect question. That goes along with marketing, but marketing has the ability to do that for you, and you can choose as to how many days out. So say you want a reminder to go out every 30, 60, 90 days. They can do that for you. What I would recommend is, if you're not currently with marketing, reach out to your salesperson if you know who they are. If not, you can always call in, and then we can get that linked up to you. Okay. We had one other question in the chat. So if somebody says stop to marketing, they aren't removed from the order ready messages. That is correct. Yep.
Smart. Purposely, we sign you up with 2 different numbers when you guys on board with us because we don't want someone to cancel promotional messages and not get all the other important messages from you. So it is 2 separate numbers.
And let's go back to Jay.
All right, it's not a question, but in regards to the stopping on the text messages, I've got the Twilio number and I've given the customers the Twilio number and tell them they had to text start again. And they've always resumed and I never had an issue.
Yeah, that's perfect. Exactly. Perfect.
Hi, everyone. This is Denise with marketing. Just letting you know that we are scheduling a webinar for this month about our marketing modules that are inside SMART. So keep your eye out. We'll be sending an email with a registration link. And our webinars are always recorded. So anyone who misses it, you don't have to worry. We'll be putting it up on YouTube. But do keep your eye out for that.
Hey guys, this is Gina. Since we don't have any questions right now, I did want to remind everybody that next week we are going to do like a total customer app walkthrough. It was supposed to be this week. I apologize. There has been a lot of people out of our office. The weather is getting very funky over here in North Carolina between hot and cold. So we just needed to keep it nice and simple today. We appreciate it. But next week I will do a whole demonstration for you guys. If anyone has a question, go ahead and hit react or reactions at the bottom of your screen and raise your hand. Now, Jorge just asked a question in the chat about conversion value for Google Ads. That is heavy marketing knowledge. So we're going to connect him with our marketing specialist for that. And if you guys have the same question, we'll do the same. So you can reach out to marketing@smartsystems.com. The chat is blowing up today, but no one wants to come on the hot mic.
All right, let's go up to Elton.
I figure I will ask a question. The
Perfect.
For the geofencing, do we set it up? Do you guys do it for us? How does that work?
So it's a bit of both. I wouldn't put it directly on the company to do it because I mean companies have done it all by themselves, completely fine and pretty easy. We've got some pretty good documentation on it, but I always recommend that you reach out to us if you're uneasy about it or moving over to it, because some companies are not built for geofencing, and they don't find that out until the first or second day that they start it, and they're like, I'm having way too many issues, can I just go back? Yes, totally. But I would definitely recommend you can start drawing your geofences right now, and you don't have to worry about it being activated right away. There's some other steps that are involved in that, as in just checking off of boxes and enable geofencing and some other stuff. But it's always good to reach out to us just to give us a chance to look it over before you finally jump into it.
And I guess the two question is there like I don't want to say data bank, but like somewhere where geofencing is fully explained? I guess I'm just wondering whether it's going to go by a map that I draw or
Mhm.
zip code.
I'm sorry, repeat that very
Yeah,
last part again. I didn't.
is there somewhere where I can see like all the information about geofencing? We have been doing a interesting fencing, I guess, that you guys created for me like 4 or 5 years ago. But now we're expanding into a new territory, and I'm trying to see if I can use that so that it's not 100% manual route by route.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm sure we can get a document over to you for it, or an article over to you so you can read it.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Hey, Elton, it's Gina. We do have some pretty good documentation in our learning center. If you just go into Google and you type Smart Learning Center, it should be the first link. And when you search for articles, just search geofencing, and you should find a geofencing article as well as geofencing frequently asked questions. There is a lot of valuable information in there. So if you haven't looked at those yet, I would definitely start there.
That's exactly what I was looking for. Fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome. Looks like Matt actually posted that article right in the chat for everyone, so easy enough.
And now we've got Greta.
Yeah, I was just looking at this this long solo button, which I had also not noticed, and I wonder if that has anything that can be used for, say, if we get an order in and then one of the items has longer processing. We've been running into having to create different orders. Is there an easy way to split those up without having to go in and split and remove that item and create a new?
Hey, Greta. The long solo button has nothing to do with due dates, unfortunately.
Copy.
And obviously, just because Smart really at its core is inventory management,
Mhm.
a lot of things are based on due dates in the system. So you really
Yep.
want to make sure that your due dates for each item and department is accurate. So I would continue to keep splitting orders and making sure that those are accurate. However, we might be able to automate a little bit of that process, like the due date process, if you have like entire departments that have delayed processing.
Right.
So we can help a little bit with that if you want to put a support ticket in if you're not utilizing that already.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, Erica.
I'm sorry. You're going back to the beginning. I do have a customer. We don't charge delivery fee right now for any pickup and delivery services, but we do have currently two customers. One that we charge him, actually three. One we charge them every day. One we charge them once a week, and another one only once a month. Is there automatically I can do that, or I have to do it the way that I'm doing it, that it's I had to remind myself to do it every day or weekly or monthly?
And you're manually creating these
Yes,
daily right
correct.
now?
Yeah, like a delivery charge fee is what I have it for. So I have an item, instead of putting like a shirt, I just put a delivery fee and I charge them. But is there a way that I can do it automatically?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I want to circle back to, because I told Lindley something earlier as well. And I kind of want to circle back to it. So on each one of those accounts, that automatic surcharge option is account specific. So you can do that automatic surcharge just for that account. And you can control whether it's once a day or once a week or whatever that time frame is. So you can do that monthly. And Lindley, if you're listening, you can also do that per account as well.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right, Aaron.
Quick question about geofencing, to go back to that real quick. If we do set up geofences and we have current customers that are outside of our fenced area, will they automatically be dropped from the route, or is there a way to keep them on the route but not allow more people in their area to add?
So they won't get removed from the route entirely. But chances are whenever they go into add a stop or add a pickup, they're going to get that error that says, hey, we don't currently service your area. If you feel this is a mistake, please contact store number, whatever it
Gotcha.
is. Yep.
So we just need to inform them that if they get that message, that they just need to send a text message in rather than order it through the system.
Yeah. Yeah. Or they can, call the store and, tell them, hey, I got that.
Gotcha.
I'm having that issue. And we're also looking at adding a report to track the amount of customers that get that error message, because currently we don't have a way to see the full scope of how many people are affected by that, other than people outside of the bubble that you draw.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right.
And then I asked a question earlier in chat. She said it would be easier for me to go ahead and just come on and ask it. We have a problem sometimes with our CSRs not entering information specifically for wedding dresses, that we send most of our wedding dresses out, and we like to have an inspection report, and we like the invoice number from where we send it to be added to the notes. Is there any way to force on a specific garment notes to be taken, like a pop-up for the CSRs, or do they have to manually go in every time?
So, and you're strictly wanting the notes portion, right? You're not saying that they're missing like fabric, special care, stuff like that, right?
No, just notes. There's notes on the invoice when we send the wedding dresses out. We have their invoice number needs to be put in the system. Otherwise, we'll have a client call and then we try to get a hold of them and we have no notes on invoices. So we have to go through a pile of invoices to try to find that customer's invoice.
Okay.
I know that sounds confusing, but it is confusing for us when it happens as well.
It's not confusing. I used to deal with wedding gowns all the time, so I know exactly what you mean, but I'm trying to think of like any field in SMART that we could make required to like help you with this.
Okay.
So if you want to pop your email in the chat, I would love to email you and we can talk about this a little bit more and try to solve this problem.
Perfect.
Unless anyone else of our hosts has a better idea, but I definitely want to solve that and I can't think of anything right now.
If you have any questions that went unanswered, go ahead and put in a support ticket and let us know. Thank you.